Hello, and welcome to the Joy Corner. I'm Carol DeChaine, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and Marconics multidimensional energy practitioner. Every week, I bring you an I am affirmation to help you speak with your subconscious mind to say, hey, you, get on board. I want this, or I want to be that. And maybe you're running into a wall and you can't seem to do it. And this is one tool that you can use. This week, it's I always have more than enough money for my needs and desires. I know the word money can make people go, ah, just like the word rich does. It makes us crazy. Whatever our beliefs are about it and those limiting beliefs, they will get us every time until we address them. So don't assume that you're going to win the lottery and keep the money because so many people who win the lottery and feel like they have all this money, they give it away. People come after them and they end up having fraud against them. And I mean, all kinds of stuff happens and they end up worse off than they were before, or at least at the same level, because they don't have intelligence about money and how to use it. I'm not blaming anybody or putting a judgment on them. It's just something they haven't learned yet. It's a skill, it's a mindset about knowing you deserve it. And it's almost like Murphy's Law. Something good happens and then you close it down because you don't think that you're good enough to have it. And so it's going to go bad. That's the Murphy's Law. It's going to go bad. Nothing is ever that good. So it doesn't have to be that's the case. You can have more than enough money to do whatever you want. It's just a way of exchanging things, like to get an exchange for a trade for something you want or you desire, like a great house, a new car, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Even if it's just to be comfortable where you are and to be able to make your rent, I think you need to have a wider range of prosperity thoughts, but it's all on you and what you want. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Some people are happy with a minimum amount and they don't need more, and they can be happy with almost nothing because some families are amazing. They make do, they enjoy, they have family, they're in great shape, even though money wise they're not. But if you need or want more money, by all means, you can have it. You just need to open your mind a little more in your subconscious and dig out those limiting beliefs that stop you. So today, this is one way to do it. And the affirmation is I always have more than enough money for my needs and desires. Feels good, doesn't it? More than enough. Flowing, overflowing. You deserve it, and you are worthy of having it. We're going to do it as we always do, 3 times together. But when you do it on your own, you can do 3 to 5 times. Much more than that, and it tends to lose its power. You want it to feel powerful and present. You want to be present right now in present tense, because if you're not present, then it's always the future and it's never the now. So that doesn't really help much, does it? You can say, oh, yeah, in the future, I get it. Oh, yeah, I will have enough. No, I have enough now. I always have more than enough, which means always. It means right this minute. And that's the reason why you want to make sure it's powerful enough and in the present tense enough so that you can impact your subconscious mind. Because if you tell it, yeah, I'm going to have enough, or I will in the future, it'll go, okay, in the future, which never happens. It's always now. This is a good way to talk to it and shift it and shake it up a little bit. So we're going to breathe, say it together out loud, and feel it through every cell of your body. This is your truth right at this moment. Don't listen to any negative stuff that comes up right now. Allow this to be your truth and feel into it. Okay, so let's take a breath. I always have more than enough money for my needs and desires. Breathe into that feeling. Always have more than enough money for my needs and desires. Okay, and then we're going to breathe again and say it again. I always have more than enough money. Let's start that again. I always have more than enough money for my needs and desires. And then have that feel like it's percolating even into your brain, those synapses and the nerves, everything up there. And one more time. I always have more than enough money for my needs and desires. Breathe and know that it's going into your subconscious and it's having a little chat with it, saying, I always have more than enough money. And when you're ready, open your eyes if you had them closed and know that if you say it 5 to 10 to 20 to 30 times, try not to do it too much in one sitting because it does that jet fuel to make those affirmations work is that knowingness that it's happening right now. It's current. You're telling your subconscious, this is my truth, so that it'll drop whatever it's doing and get on board and start letting go of some of those beliefs that limit you. If you do it more, you'll lose that power. And sometimes you can do up to 5 times, but if you keep trying to do it, you're going to find it's a little harder to concentrate. The present moment might be all of a sudden in the future in your head or the past or something you have to do, and then you've lost all the power of it. So don't do too many. Be consistent. Do either 3 to 5 times. Anywhere in there is fine. And feel it, know it, have it be that current moment. And then when those negative things come up afterwards, you can say, oh, by the way, what were you talking about? Ask your subconscious for information. What were you bringing up? Why did you say that I couldn't have money? Oh, well, everybody else would want it if I had it. I'd have to give it away to the rest of my relatives. Maybe it's that nobody talked to me or they talked to me too much. I'd have people coming out of the woodwork and it would make me uncomfortable. Or maybe you're thinking the whole family doesn't have money. I'm not any more special than they are. Why would I get it? I mean, it could be anything. So make sure you listen. Find out what it is because it might just be something that you learned from a young age and it's time to let it go. And it's easy with an awareness if that's the case. But also easy, by the way, is if it's your parents' limiting belief and you don't really believe that way. If you adopted it and it became your own, that's different from it's just theirs. My dad was you had to work hard for your money, and that one I tended to adopt. But not having enough, I don't really have that one very much because when I need it, I just ask and say, hey, I need money for something, and I tend to get it when I say, if this is important enough, I need the money and I need it now. And I'll even put out a figure, and usually I get more than the figure. One time it was quite a bit more, and I was very excited. But I don't normally ask because I don't normally need that much because I have enough for everything. But it's also part of my parents' mentality. One was one way, one was the other. And it was like, okay, what's my belief structure? How can I move past that's holding me back? And I realized that my dad's not so much negativity, but his belief in lack versus his belief in prosperity is what held him back from no matter how much he had, believing he had enough. Because he never did in his own belief structure. And when he had Alzheimer's, that shifted as well. And he became even worse because he allowed that to be, I have nothing. I have nothing. Because that was his belief structure all along. It's amazing what can shift in our life when we let it, but we do need to maybe sometimes our subconscious along or whack it upside the head and say, that's not true anymore, stop it. And sometimes we need help and we need a life coach or we need a therapist, whatever it may be. Just know that you deserve to shift and be whoever you want to be. And if money is an issue for you, there are quite a few different ways to get that limiting belief out of your head. And this is one. Thank you for listening to me today. My name is Carol DeChaine. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And by all means, go ahead and if you want to hear a longer version, listen to my podcast, which is called Connect to Joy. Connect the number 2, Joy. It's about time for another podcast on prosperity, so that may be coming up fairly soon. Until you believe in yourself, know that I will hold that space for you to know that you are already enough in every way, shape, and form for any person that you want to be or anything you want in your life. You deserve it. You're worthy of it. And I hope that you know it now. But if not, trust me, I'll hold that place in my heart for you so you know that someone out there believes in you.